everyone, and welcome to my very first YouTube video. I'm all excited about that. As I live in one of the areas that is affected by the coronavirus and by the quarantine right now, I thought now is the perfect time to do all the creative things I always had in the back of my mind, but never had the time to actually do them. So what I want to show you or share with you today is how I embroidered my jeans jacket. Because this was always in the back of my mind, but it's quite a big project, time consuming. I always was a bit scared of it, but now I'm gonna pull it off. So first of all, I might show you what you need to embroider a jeans jacket. Yeah, so first thing you will need is of course a boring jeans jacket that you want to customize and give it a cool look. Second of all, you will need embroidery floss. So I have a really big mix of all different type of colors. You can buy those as single packs, or you can buy them as I did as a really big mixed batch of colors. It's always a bit of a surprise what colors you actually get, but this one was a really cool pack with all shades of colors you can imagine, and yeah, it's really fun to work with them, so maybe I can link them in the description for you. Then you will need some embroidery needles. Yeah, you can get them basically in any supermarket, at least here in Austria. I don't know how it is in other supermarkets, but yeah, just a normal embroidery needle and a embroidery hoop. I used the ones made out of bamboo. You can also get them made out of plastic, which people say that they can fix the fabric a bit tighter, and the fabric will not slide around as much. But because jeans is a really sturdy and quite hard fabric anyways, I felt that they were perfect for that project, and I didn't have a problem of the fabric sliding. So yeah, those are the things we will need, and now I'm gonna show you the process of making it. I went online to look for some references. I had some spring vibe, big floral pattern in mind, and I found this illustration of some peonies and leaves that I really liked. I opened it on the iPad in Procreate and traced the flowers and leaves and made a little individual composition. My hope was that I can trace it directly onto the fabric, so I put the glass of a picture frame between the iPad and the jacket to protect it from scratches. And with all the lights turned off, it actually worked quite well. If you don't have an iPad, you can also check out different options to trace an image onto fabric. I will link some of my favorite tutorials on that in the description box. For the actual drawing onto the fabric, I used a friction pen. Those are the ones you can erase by friction. For fabric, that works super well, because you can just go over it with an iron and the heat will remove the lines. Once the tracing was done, I grabbed my pile of embroidery floss and picked some nice colors. I really liked the color palette in the reference picture, so I tried to stick to the reds and blues, but also find colors that work well with the color of my jacket. So here's the colors I ended going with. 3 red, orange, pinkish tones for the flowers and some shades of blue for the stems and leaves. I split the thread in 2 to work with 3 strands only. I started off with the outlines. For that I used a stem stitch. So what you do is, you do 1 stitch, go back half the stitch and come up in the middle. From there you do another stitch and repeat the same thing over and over. Make sure that the thread always stays on the same side as you go along to get a smooth and even line. The good thing with the peony is that the edges of the flower petals are naturally uneven. So if your outline is not mega perfect, this flower pattern is quite forgiving. After I finished that, I started filling in the colors. I used the reference picture again to see where the darker shadings and the highlights are supposed to go. The stitch I used for the filling is a short long stitch. So you alternate between a longer and a shorter stitch and try to follow the natural shape of the flower petal to create a nice depth. Once I had filled in all the bright parts, I went on to the next darker color, which was the vibrant orange for me. I really tried to create a nice fade between the two colors by making sure to always go back in between the brighter thread. On the other side, I left a little space for the darkest color. And then did the same thing with the dark red. For the leaves, I also started with the outlines, including the veins in the leaf shape. Opposite to what I did in the flowers, I started off here with the dark areas along the veins, and then faded into the brighter colors towards the edges. To get a bit of contrast, I chose the darkest blue for the stems, both for the outlines and the filling, by using the same techniques. And this is how it turned out. I'm super happy with the result, and I think the technique worked super well for these organic floral shapes. I hope you liked it too, and I thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day, everyone.